Hey guys, the 5 here with episode number 68 of our West Brom career mode on FIFA 20. We completed the group stages last episode, and in today's episode we're going to kick it off by showing off who's gone through in each group and whether or not we will be facing a kind of decent team who finished second. Obviously, Man United, you can see they finished second. I wouldn't want to play them, but Leverkusen, I'd much rather face them. There's a lot of options. A big shock there that Liverpool went down into the Europa League. They obviously got to the final last season and unfortunately lost out to Man City. And as I said, there will be a big gap from the end of the group stage to the first knockout round. So, after our 4-1 victory over Dortmund, we drew 1-1 with Man United. We beat Wolves 3-0. We drew 1-1 with Newcastle. And we drew 0-0 with Bournemouth. So as you can see, kind of starting to get a bit shaky with the 1-1 draw to Newcastle and the 0-0 draw to Bournemouth. Starting to just get a bit shaky, but we do regain our confidence with a 1-0 victory over Spurs, followed up by a 4-0 victory over Palace, so just cementing that goal-scoring confidence in us. We then go into the FA Cup and we take on Luton, who we played in the semi-finals of the Carabao Cup when we won it. We beat them 3-1. Returning to the Premier League action, we played Chelsea and drew 2-2 with them. And the next time we went away from home to Old Trafford, we beat Man United 2-1. Moving to the final set of results before the Juventus game, which will be the team we play in the first knockout round. We beat West Ham 1-0, Birmingham 4-1 in the FA Cup, then beat Newcastle 4-1 in the Premier League, Wolves 1-0, and then we actually beat City 2-1 at the Etihad with a really impressive result there. Just to give us a little boost, a little spark in confidence before we go to Italy to take on Juventus, or Piemonte Calcio as they are called in this game. As 15 minutes into the game, Kurt Zouma plays the ball to Rabiot to Harper, the man we're loaning to them. We've let him play him against us, you know. We don't really care. Our midfield and defence is good enough to handle him. As Boateng breaks through the back line, charges through one-on-one and goal, whips the ball across. Oyarzabal's there, heads it. Collins just gets doesn't quite get a fingertip on it, and it goes out for a goal kick. And from that goal kick, we work the ball around nicely. James plays through Kylian Mbappe. He's got the pace over Lindelof and Kurt Zouma. Just turns him inside out there. Little spin inside the box, and he just tucks it past the keeper with ease. Spun Lindelof inside out there. Uses his pace initially, and a nice little. It wasn't even a Berber spin or a roulette. It was like a combination of the two, and he just turned him inside out. Lindelof's not going to be the same player after that one happened to him. As they try and work the ball around the back, Diallo intercepts it very nicely, and Dybala throws it right into the path of Vinicius Jr. I've got a counter-attack going on here as Dave Scott plays the ball to Kai Havertz. Nice touch to get it away from Rabiot. Threads it through to Marlon, uses pace over Kurt Zouma. Mbappe and Havertz are in the middle. Dinks over the top, misses Mbappe, but he finds Havertz, who tucks it home at the near post. 2-0, doubles our lead 35 minutes into this game. I don't know how the West Brom fans got there, because that is right in front of the Juve fans. They must have ran from the other side, the away section, ran all the way across to celebrate with Havertz. As we're still in the first half, and we are not done there, as Mendy intercepts the ball off of their captain for the night, Dybala, finds Scott, who finds Mbappe, dinks over the top, Marlon chests it past his man, threads it past, and then just wide of the post, aiming for that top right-hand corner. It was a really nice strike. But from the Juventus goal kick, Szczesny plays it short to Lodi. He plays it infield to Arthur. Back to Lodi, the two Brazilians working together there. And then he just plays it right into the path of Kylian Mbappe. And he just puts himself in a whole lot of trouble as Marlon turns Kurt Zouma, cuts back inside, whips one, hits the post, but Havertz is there to just dink it over the top into the back of the net. And he makes it 3-0. Kai Havertz loves the Champions League competition. He loves the knockout rounds, and he also loves playing City, but we'll leave that for another day. As Skriniar plays the ball to Dave Scott. Dave Scott's going to start an attack here as he plays the ball up to Mbappe. He's got options out wide, and James, he plays him through. Got Lodi to beat, that's it, because all of our players have gone central, and it just works perfectly as we play the ball to Havertz. Takes touch, strikes it. Do not let Kai Havertz on his left foot, or that will happen to you. We're 4-0 up against one of the best defensive sides in Europe, Juventus, and just take a look at this. Do not let him on that left foot. It is dangerous. as it just flies into that top corner, similar to the one he scored against Dortmund, if you remember, in the previous episode. Or was it the episode before? I believe it was the previous episode, though. As we're not done there with 20 minutes left in the game, Kylian Mbappe looks to make it 5. Charges past Rabiot, charges past Lodi, charges past every single one of the defender. He's got 3 men in the middle to aim at, decides to go to Kai Havertz, who can't quite win it. Marlon takes it down, strikes it, falls back to Mbappe, who strikes it. It's cleared away only as far as Tonali. Today Scott turns, volleys it. Deflects off the face of the defender, I believe it was Lindelof. And unfortunately for us, we do not get the 5th goal. But fortunately for us, we win the game 4-0. So, say what you want. We won the game 4-0. Kai Havertz gets the match ball. Another memorable hat-trick for this man's career. He obviously scored a hat-trick in the semi-finals against City last season. As we take a little break between this knockout round and the second leg, where we beat Swansea 4-0. So we had back-to-back 4-0s. We had actually 4 games in a row where we scored 4 goals, because we scored 4 against Norwich in the FA Cup in a 4-3 win, and then we scored 4 goals away from home against Brighton. So that's 4 games in a row with 4 goals for us. That's brilliant. And then in the 6th round of the FA Cup, just before the semi-finals, we beat Bristol City 3-1, and we progress. And I'll tell you now, we go and play Man City in the semi-finals of the FA Cup at Wembley, as we return to the Hawthorns for the second leg. You can see some of the results here. Not too many upsets. Maybe a 6-1 aggregate scoreline between Barcelona and Man United. You could say that's an upset. Well, not an upset, but a shock result. It's 3 minutes into the game. Lodi, down this left-hand side, whips the ball across to Harper. He doesn't win the header, and Tonali's got the ball to start the counter-attack. As we've got men running in Havertz and Marlon. And Marlon just dinks one over the top to Havertz, holds it up brilliantly for Vinny to make his run down this left-hand side. He's broke past the defensive line, 1-on-1 with the keeper. Deflects right back to Dave Scott. Sometimes you've got to get lucky in these competitions, and we are definitely getting lucky right there. As Dave Scott tucks the ball into the back of the net from the rebound. It was an open net. How was he going to miss? He's got like 90-odd finishing. One of the best players to come through the academy, along with Alvarez and Collins, obviously. I don't know why. It's unfortunate that Cardenas didn't grow quite as much as I'd hoped so, because he could have been in this team. But if he was in this team, Havertz wouldn't be. And I know I'd rather have, as Arthur gets quite a nice shot on there. Obviously forces the save. And Dybala's going to go over and take the corner. Whips it across high and hard. Rabiot can't quite get on the end of it. Boateng tries, but it's right into the path of Collins. He's going to look to play it short, but he plays it right into the path of Boateng. Big mistake there. But in the grand scheme of things, it doesn't really mean that much. It's a consolation goal. It's 5-1 on aggregate right now. Really, they don't see us conceding 4 goals at home. Or 4 more goals at home, sorry. As Harper plays the ball across to Boateng. Great save there by Collins. And another great block on the line there to clear the ball upfield. But they're not done there as Rabiot lays the ball off to Harper. That shot's then blocked as well. Dybala takes it down, plays it into Boateng, and it's saved again. Great defensive display there. As Tonali plays the ball centrally to Marlon. Holds it up really nicely. A couple of skills to get into the box. Cuts back inside. He's got options in Sandro Tonali and in Havertz, but he plays it a little 1-2 with Tonali. Can't quite get the shot into the back of the net. Dave Scott has another go. And then Tonali against his country's biggest team. But we move into the second half. It's still 5-1 and 1-1 on the night. We want to kind of win at Hawthorns at home. We should be winning this one, really. As Aubameyang comes on the pitch, drills one across. Kai Havertz is there to tuck it into the back of the net. 6-1 is going to be the final aggregate score. We go through to the next round. We've absolutely embarrassed Juventus in today's episode. And I will reveal now, next episode will be against Atletico Madrid. So we've got back-to-back very impressive defensive teams. And we're tearing them apart because our attack is so good. But I hope you guys have enjoyed. If you have, please like, subscribe, and peace.